All right, guys. Happy Monday. Date 21st, 22nd. I think it's the 24th. Happy Monday, the 24th. Oh, I knew if we stalled a little bit longer there. Stella, good morning, good afternoon. We had Monday, the 24th. Quick recap. Last Friday, we had that lower body workout. We superset it with our quads and our hamstrings. And I did use the word lower body. Yeah, I know we did legs, but it wasn't nearly as invasive as we had before on other leg workouts. But don't get me wrong, we had legs. You had a little bit of up body in there, you had a little bit of work. Today we're going to get most of our 2 movement exercises, the lower body, upper body combos. We have plenty of work coming your way, so we probably should get warmed up, right? Again, happy Monday. Let's get this party started. Take your time. 10 regular squats. Again, for me, and I've said it so many times, it might be like, oh, here we go, regular squats again. It's something that you've done today. You've got out of bed, you got in and out of your office chair, but it's also like a standard or a baseline, right? Feet shoulder width apart, good gauge, right? Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe, and oh, okay, well that kind of feels good, or maybe I'm tight, maybe I'm not. 10 regular squats is a safe way to get this party started. You'll then do your 10 standing scissors, and you're going to do 3 rounds. And when I do these, which I've done them a lot more lately, when I give you these parts of your warm-up, it's to maybe add a little bit of tempo and add a little bit of rhythm. 10 regular squats, hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe. 10 standing scissors, dynamic lengthening on your hamstrings and your glutes and your back. I'll even throw in your triceps and shoulders. You're using your arms and your legs via your shoulders and hip joint. 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors times 3. So your mindset is that a lot of motion comes from your hips, starts at your hips, maintains from your hips. You, of course, have your knees and your ankles and your spine moving as well. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, and breathe. And those 10 standing scissors, don't just go through the motions on your 180-second recorded workout. We're almost to 200. I want a little more, right? A little bit bigger, a little bit longer, a little more reaching on your 10 standing scissors. And of course you have the 3 rounds, right? That's 60 total movements. Bigger, slower, good motion, 2.5, 3-second reps. You're looking at about 150 to 180 seconds of work. So these parts, the whole dang thing, the warm-up is, 9 minutes tops, give or take. 10 regular squats. That word regular I use all the time. Regular squats, feet are shoulder width apart. Regular leg press, feet are shoulder width apart. Regular wall sit, feet are shoulder width apart. Regular hip bridge, right? Feet are shoulder width apart. When I say the word regular, your feet or even your hands, regular lat pull downs, regular bench press, your hands are about shoulder width apart, give or take. Again, just a baseline. That way when you make little changes, a lot of good things can happen. Part 1, 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors. You did it times 3. Now you're on your 10 wide squats. Hips, 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 hips. Glutes, 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 glutes. Flexibility is in your mind when you do wide squats. You're lengthening those hamstrings and hips a little bit more. Posture and breathe. People tend to feel wide squats more. That doesn't necessarily mean they're better for you. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs on your 10 wide squats. You'll have your 10 standing runners. Mobility, dynamic mobility on your standing runners. Ankles, knees, hips, spine. I'm not necessarily moving my arms, so I really can't say shoulders, but you have a lot of movable vertebrae. You've got 7 C's and you got 12 T's, there's 19, right? You got 5 L's, so you have 24 movable vertebrae. Then it goes into your sacrum, which they don't move very much. Anyhow, a lot of movable parts. 10 wide squats, flexibility on the wide squat. 10 standing runners times 3. Again, another 60 movements, but these movements tend to be a little bit quicker. Most people kind of feel the flushed feeling when they get to their standing runners. For the most part, we don't do them first, so we've already started doing things. You get that blood flow going, and then you have all these motion, joint mobility, and this shortening, anterior shortening, and people tend to kind of get warm and flush on standing runners. Again, times 3. 2.5, 3-second reps tend to be a little bit smaller on these motions. Wide squats potentially isn't quite as much motion as a regular squat. Potentially your job is to maintain your motion, right? Don't want to muddy the water too much. And standing runners aren't quite as big as a standing scissor, so maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit sweeter. Nice and smooth. Again, today we're going to be doing our 2 movement exercises, which we actually haven't formally done in quite a while, with a lower body, upper body combos today. Part 2 was the 10 wide squats, the 10 standing runners times 3, flexibility, mobility, all the things. And then we're going to flip it, right? The part 3, the last part of our warm-up, is the 10 narrow squats. That is your mobility squat. Ankles, knees, hips, spine, posture, breathe. Still trying to maintain motion. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs on your 10 narrow squats. And your 10 Jack LaLannes. And that is your dynamic flexibility. I really want you to think about stretching on your Jack LaLannes. Don't just flop over. And of course, it's been kind of fun when people will listen and watch and hear. It's rare I have people do Jack LaLannes, but every once in a while in here, I make them do the same warm-up you guys do because they're good. The warm-ups you guys have been doing at home for the 14 months now, they're great warm-ups. You don't need a treadmill to warm up. Great dynamic lengthening and dynamic flexibility. They are 2 different things. Dynamic mobility. Dynamic is multi-joint, multi-muscle. So lots of things are moving on dynamic exercises. Again, 10 narrow squats, 10 Jack LaLannes times 3. Bigger, slower, more thought about motion when you get to your Jack LaLannes. The narrower their feet, the lower it goes down your hamstrings. The wider the feet, the higher it goes up your hamstrings. Both are good. Both are big. Take your time. 3 rounds. And that's a very common overall number. 180 rep warm-up is a common number. We're normally 120 to, 180. And finally it gets calm in here and I get the yawns. Take your time. Regular squats, wide squats, narrow squats. You have the standing scissors, standing runners, Jack LaLannes. Hopefully you're still there, but you're getting close to being done. Don't want you to go too fast. I always want your motions. Circuit number 1, we're going to do our lunge curls. We're not there yet, okay? So don't stop doing what you're doing to move on to the next. We quote-unquote normally finish with lunge curls. I would say if you would have scripted anything from years past, lunge curls is kind of the finisher of the day. But I know a couple times of the last year we've switched it a tiny bit. We're going to have our lunge curls coming up very soon. And we'll talk about that in a second. Make sure you get your space ready for lunge curls. And we're going to mix it up. We're going to have agility, plyometric, mobility, lower body ab, up body motion ab. We're going to go through that rhythm a couple times today between each of our circuits. But when you get ready, lunge curls. You can do any lunge you want to do. Rhythmically, if you were in the gym and had more space, you would see more people do walking forward lunges or stationary reverse lunges. Stationary forward lunges, right? Those are your easier rhythm exercises. Walking reverse lunges would be harder Okay? Lunge curls. You can do any lunge you want to do. We've done the numbers before. You don't count the bicep and or you just count the revolution. Any lunge, when you are in the lunge position, that's when I want you to curl. Now, you don't have to, and I'll let you get started with a number in your mind. 30 lunge curls is 15 each leg, but it's also 30 curls, and you're curling with both hands, both arms, not just with the stepping leg. But make sure you lunge before you curl. They're not called curling lunges. They are lunge and curl. Stationary reverse lunge, walking forward lunges. Both of those are pulling lunging exercises. Stationary forward lunge, walking reverse lunge. Those are pushing leg exercises. So do what you want with that information. But even just the rhythm. Most people tend to lunge forward naturally. So walking forward and stationary forward are naturally the lunging movements. Stationary reverse lunges are probably easier in some ways because you're not going anywhere. There's no propulsion when you do your lunge. 30 lunge curls is 15 each leg. That's 30 total lunges. And technically the most of anything you're going to do today. And that's going to go down by 6, which should sound like Friday. If you were here Friday, we had the 30, the 24, the 18, the 12, the 6. Round 1 is going to be 50 agilities. I'll talk about it in a second. Round 2 is 50 plyometrics. I'll talk about it and give you adjustments. Round 3 is 50 mobility. Round 4 is 50 up body motion abs. Round 5 is 50 lower body motion abs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Again, any lunge curl, you curl when you lunge. And last but not least, for any major adjustments, you can always lunge and then stand tall and curl. I do see that some people hurt when they do it when they lunge, or some people just can't get the rhythm, so you can always lunge and then stand tall and curl. Same idea, it just slows you down a tiny bit. Round 1, 30 lunge curls, 50 on your agility, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, mountain climbers, ski hops, something quick, something simple. And for the most part, running revolutions or walking reps. So running high knees or walking high knees. And remember, they're called high knees, not running in place. So I'll see this, I'm like, nope, gotta get them higher. Get your knees up, hence the name high knees. Butt kicks, again, same thing. Running revolutions, walking reps. Both are good, right? In fact, the walking version of both of them, you might even have a chance of getting more motion. You might even have a chance of exerting more. Running will create momentum. Both are good. Jumping jacks, right? Bigger, wider, bigger, wider. Ski hops, right? Something short, something sweet. Revolutions, unless it's a little more methodical and mindful for you. Totally get it. And if I had a bench here, I'll use a dumbbell. You got your taps, right? Tap, 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 tap. If it's quicker, simpler, smoother, easy for you, again, revolutions. We'll do more agility later. Round 1, 30 lunge curls is 15 each leg. 50 on your agility. Reps high, pace high, motion high. Heart rate's gonna start climbing. Round 2 is 24 lunge curls. And again, from this point, you're probably gonna be able to turn up the dial a little bit because you're gonna kind of know what to do. Round 2 is 24 lunge curls. That is 12 each leg. It is 24 biceps. Round 1 and 2 are a lot of arms this circuit. You're gonna have your 50 plyometrics. You shouldn't even be close to it, But when you get to your 50 plyometrics, a little more motion, a little more power, a little more impact, and for the most part, they're all reps. Jump squats, split jumps, burpees, lateral bench hops, skater hops. Mountain climbers can be the big version, right? There's a couple ways of doing that. Again, skater hops, bigger, more powerful motion. Okay? Round 2, 24 lunge curls, 12 each leg. You can do any lunge, but you curl when you have lunged. If you don't want to do that, you can do the whole lunge and then curl. I just don't want a curling lunge. I see it all the time. Round 2, 24 lunge curls, and then 50 on your plyometrics. Jump squats, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops, something bigger, something more powerful. If you can't do the impact, you can always do pulsating squats. Just slow it down. Same with split jumps. If you can't handle the impact, you can always do pulsating split squats as long as you slow it down a little bit. And yeah, technically those are not plyometrics. However, if you don't want to create the power and you don't want to have the impact, you can still create the load and burn on the muscle. And that's the moral of the story. I'm trying to give you guys things to increase load so you can increase the burn on your muscles. And of course, round 1 and 2 are higher heart rate, probably a little more legs impact with the lunge and the agility and the lunge and the plyometrics. We're going to have the lunge and the mobility. However, it's the highest reps because you're also doing a lot of arms. 30 curls round 1, 24 curls round 2. You'll have the 18 curls round 3. So it actually is high rep up body, high rep combos to go with a nice good leg burn and upper body. So I know you trust me, but there's always a reason. Not just to be mean, unless your name is Will and you're here earlier today, that was a little bit mean. I do feel bad, kind of, sort of. Maybe not really. Now, I hope I'm a little bit ahead of you. I'm kind of going slow because I'm not doing all of your reps. Plus, I want you to really focus on the overall intensity of the circuit. But round 3 is 18 lunge curls, which is 9 each leg. So it's kind of getting down there, right, as far as overall reps. But those arms got crushed the first 2 rounds. Your 50 on the mobility. Remember, we did legs and mobility to warm up. So your mobility would be your standing scissors, standing runners, jack legs. Keep the movement going. I would even say if you want to put in alternating stiff-legged deadlifts on your mobility exercises, yeah, we'll start with those. You just think about movement. Round 3, 18 lunge curls is 9 each leg, but it's also 18 more curls. You've already done 30, you've already done 24. Here at 18 more, it's going to put you at 72 total biceps between the first 3 rounds. It's a lot. Again, hence the high combo, 50 agility, 50 plyometric, 50 mobility is round 3. I do hope I'm a little bit ahead of you. If you're right with me, that's fine. Just acknowledge that I'm not doing all of the reps. So that would just mean that your reps are very fast. Your tempo would be a little too high. But round 3 is 18 lunge curls, 50 mobility, 50, 50, por favor. Now, I did say mobility. Mobility does refer to joints moving. So standing scissors, standing runners, jack LaLannes. I would throw in there alternating stiff-legged deadlifts, alternating lunges, lateral lunges, alternating step-ups, if you're just trying to keep the rhythm going. I know they're different, and technically that'd be a lot of legs in a short amount of time. But this way you just keep everything moving. Those muscles are warm, muscles are engaged, heart rate's up, the burn is happening. You're mixing up your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, your biceps. You're pulling and you're pushing. So there is a lot going on. Breathe, focus, breathe, focus. Round 3, 18 lunge curls, 50 mobility. Again, we did them earlier on warming up. Here you are in the middle of your workout doing them. We'll do them for less later. Circuit 1 is long with all the combos being 50. Especially when we get to the ab part, it really slows things down. Plenty of work to do. Round 3, 18 lunge curls, 9 each leg. That's 18 more biceps on top of what you've already done. 50 mobility. Standing scissors, standing runners, jack LaLannes are common. However, we can throw in other rhythm things. Alternating stiff-legged deadlifts, that'd be a little bit slower. Alternating lateral lunges, that'd be a good one. Alternating step-ups, and again, it would feel more legsy, but that's okay. Plenty of abs coming your way. And again, Friday was a lower body day that had some upper body. The last couple weeks has been a lot of upper body, a lot of heavy circuits. It's not that we haven't done our legs, but we've been a little nicer to the legs. Round 4. Now, don't roll your eyes if you're not there. Remember, the recorded version, you can push pause. The live version, you remember, you're going to hear it a million times. You're on your 12 lunge curl. That is your 6 each leg, but it is 12 more biceps on top of what you've already done. You're going to have your 50 upper body motion abs. And let's switch that. Let's go 50 on your big abs. It can be sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups at the gym, hanging abs, jackknives, and then we'll let the next round be the alternating abs core. So we're going to switch this up a little bit. 50 on your big abs, non-alternating abs core. And of course, I want them bigger and harder. So round 4, 12 total lunge curls is 6 each leg, 12 biceps. And then we're going to do 50 on our bigger abs. Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, slow toe touches. You got at the gym hanging ab machine tools, straps. You've got jackknives. You do have other sit-up options, ground, ball, bench, decline boards. Lots of ways of doing those. 50. Circuit 1 is very long. The lunge curls take a while. Combos are high. Circuit 2 will be a little bit less. Combos are less. The 2 movement exercises are a little less invasive because lunge curls have always had that asterisk. You only count the revolution of the lunge. Or, yeah, the arms and the lunge. And it really comes down to comparing all the movements. It would just be such an astronomical number to have you count each individual movement. So round 4, hopefully you're there somewhere. 12 lunge curls, 6 each leg, 12 curls, right? 50, we're going to use the word big abs. Sit-ups, you have many varieties of sit-ups. Reverse crunches, V-ups, right? You have subtle adjustments to those. At the gym, you've got hanging abs and jackknives. You have bench V-ups, decline boards, incline boards. You know, lots of different tools for the bigger abs. The next round, we'll do the alternating abs core versus the upper body, lower body combo I had initially thought we were going to do. So yeah, circuit 1 is long. The next 2 circuits get shorter. And then if we have time, we'll talk about the quick little finisher. I really shouldn't say quick, but little finisher. Round 4, 12 lunge curls, 50 upper body motion, 50 big abs. I hope you're still there. That is the intent. But I always want to be a little bit ahead of you. And we can't really say it's a true transition round. But when we get done with this round, we're just going to start the next circuit. So can't really call it a formal transition round. Round 5, when you get there, is going to be your 6 lunge curls. That's 3 each leg. 6 more biceps, so it actually yields 90 total biceps in the circuit. It is 90 total lunges too, but that's 45 each leg, so it is a lot. Round 5 is 6 lunge curls, 50 on your alternating abs core, scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twist, iso penguins, rotational planks. You can do any of those things. Still maintain the big, right? And then once we get done with that, I'm going to start talking about the next movements. You'll jump right into the next circuit. So we're just not doing anything in between the circuits. So I can't really call it a transition round because it doesn't flow. We're just going to switch circuits. So round 5, again, I hope I'm a little bit ahead of you. 6 lunge curls, 50 on any alternating abs core. Bigger, slower, I'm not looking for quick. So if you do iso horizontal scissors, it better be big, it better be slow, it better be methodical. You got bigger vertical scissors, you've got your iso vertical scissors. Again, I want big, that's all I care about is a big motion. You got your runners coming from the ground supported, coming from the down unsupported. Notice I said down versus ground, coming from the up eccentric. You got so many subtle changes. Swimmers, scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, iso penguins, rotational planks. Again, big, slow, steady, breathe. So we did 250 combos this circuit. You did your 45 each leg, 90 total biceps. So technically you did more upper body on the lower body, up body 2 movement exercise. The nice thing is the next 2 circuits flow a little bit better and they will be quicker. Round 5, 6 total lunge curls is 3 each side. The tempo, pace, rhythm, it's all going to increase here because the numbers will decrease and the flow will happen. When you get done with your 50 total alternating abs core, your next circuit is going to be your squat press. We've done squat presses before, and it's the last time you'll have those same numbers, 30, 24, 18, 12, 6. But the nice thing is 30 squat presses is 15 squats and 15 presses as long as you go slow. Remember that revolution is always a possibility if you do things small and quick. So the squat is the squat, the press is the press, And if you separate it and slow it down, load it up, and do what you need to do safely and effectively, then you're going to count 30 total movements, or 15 of each. So it's not 30 revolutions unless you're doing the smaller, quicker version, which I don't want to say I've never given you, but I have very rarely given you. But all the combos are going to be 30. So you'll be doing 30 agility, 30 plyometric, 30 mobility, 30 big abs, 30 alternating abs, and you'll have the next circuit, which is even shorter in some ways. So, round 1 of the next circuit, 30 squat press is 15 of each. So you can either count the total movements, 30, 24, 18, 12, 6, or you can count the revolutions of 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. And again, I personally don't like counting revolutions because people accidentally go too quick. So my intent with you guys, that you've heard so many times, bigger, slower motions, you get to count each motion. Quicker, smaller motions, you're going to count revolutions. You're going to do everything before you can count the one number. Everybody's different though, right? 30 squat press, and then you're on your 30 agility. Remember, primarily revolutions, so kind of flips it on you, right? It's supposed to be a quicker, smaller, less invasive exercise. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, mountain climbers, right? Quicker, right? Ski hops, quicker. So yeah, I do flip the terminology. When you get to agility, because it's supposed to be quicker and quieter and smoother, revolutions do make more sense. I can always change the number too, right? Round 1, 30 squat press, 30 on your agility. I don't mind if your tempo goes up, the rhythm goes up, the pace goes up. Motion always up. Load gets it up, right? Round 2 is 24 squat press, 12 revolutions. Then you have your 30 plyometric, jump squat, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, something bigger, lateral bench hops. Oh yes, hips. We squatted earlier during our warm-up, right? Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe. I don't expect the same motion as I get, but I talked about it before. My hands are up with my dumbbells, and it's hips, glutes, eyes, thighs. Back in my day, elbows had to touch the knees before you got to go back up. But that's back in my day. Everybody's different. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, elbows to knees because of your posture. There's other ways of dropping the elbows, and that's not very fun either. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, and breathe on your 24 squat press or 12 revolutions. Again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. If you're right there with me, that's fine. 30 plyometrics, jump squats, or pulsating squats. Split jumps, or pulsating split squats, right? Similar, right? Hard, skater hops, load, lateral power, a little bit of impact. I don't have a bench, but I do have a mat right here. Lateral hops, right? Lateral bench hops. You don't necessarily need the bench, but the angle's kind of funky. The infamous burpee, right? Get down, get down, and get up on that burpee. Intensity. Plyometrics will always increase level of intensity. More power created, potentially moving load further, and then you're always going to have a little bit more impact. Round 2, 24 squat press, 12 of each, 30 plyometric. Remember, on the recorded version, push pause, right? You might have more tools at the gym which will naturally slow you down. Load high, it's hard to have high tempo, per se. Of course, you guys online, right? You should be pretty close. We have similar tools, aka not many, not a lot of diversity. Not saying it's light. Round 3. Again, I hope I'm a little bit ahead of you. 18 squat press, or 9 revolutions, and that goes with your 30 mobility. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe, core, muscles. Each motion is its own. I forgot to mention that earlier. I'm sorry. The lunge was a lunge. The curl was the curl. They were separate, but they were together, right? The squat is the squat. The press is the press. They shouldn't affect each other, even though it's all happening in the same set or exercise prescription, per se. 18 squat press. Level of intensity high, motion high. I don't want you to sacrifice a lot of load. That's why I'm not saying fitness, but the combos of 30 agility round 1, 30 plyometric round 2, 30 mobility round 3, keeping your heart rate up, keeping the burn alive. Hamstrings, glutes, quads, arms, legs, shoulders, heart, right? So you can be super cardiovascular, controlling your tempo, minimizing your rest so your pace is high. Yes. Round 3. Again, I hope I'm a little ahead of you. I hope you're there somewhere. 18 squat press, 30 mobility. I know this workout seems deceiving, right? You look at the clock, you're like, wow, it's already that time. Like, we're cruising. That third and final circuit will have a similar but faster rhythm with less numbers, but I still want you to focus on that when you get there. But we're not there yet. Squat press, 30, 24, 18, 12, 6. Total, separate, focused movements. Or yes, you can count 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 revolutions. Totally cool. 30 agility, 30 plyometric, 30 mobility, 30 on your big abs. Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups. Yeah, you can do toe touches, slow it down. Hanging abs at the gym, jackknives at the gym, different tools between the stability ball and decline boards. I have pointed people to the decline boards this last week. I'm entertaining selling them since we rarely use them. Put other fun toys that you might not like. It's true. Round 4, 12 squat press, 6 revolutions, 30 on your upper body. Sorry, your bigger abs. I keep saying the upper body. That's what I had planned on. But I also just think about the word big. Sit-ups to be legs straight, knees bent, feet wide, feet narrow, laying on just about anything, as long as your upper body is moving on your lower body. Reverse crunches has diversity too. Laying on the ground, laying on a bench, legs straight, knees slightly bent, feet crossed. All I ask is you don't bend and straighten your legs. You can keep your knees bent, if you see that on the screen. You can keep your knees bent, just don't bend and straighten them. In fact, I would say, gosh, about 5 or 6 of the people the last several months that are new to the gym, we had to bend their knees because of the back and the hips and the other things, because I'm trying to get the abs. Just don't bend and straighten your legs. That's your quads. Round 4, 12 squat press, 6 revolutions, 30 on your big abs. Now remember, I've already said it. If you've been waiting for me, you've been keeping up with me, cool. I'm not doing all the reps. That's your job. So hopefully you've been just right behind the whole time based on having controlled tempo, high pace, high motion, high load. Well, I will start talking about a lot more soon. Your 6 squat press will be your last round. That's 3 squats and 3 presses. 30 on your alternating ab core. I'll start talking about that last circuit soon. That way you can jump right into it. The numbers will be the same the whole time. They're going to be less. They're just not going to change. And of course you can leave at any time, but you're so close to being done. That last round, 6 squat press, 3 revolutions. Motions are separate from each other. 30 alternating abs core, scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, iso penguins, rotational planks. You can do big sit-up scissors. You can do big non-sit-up scissors. You can do iso vertical scissors, slow it down. Iso horizontal scissors. Iso refers to isometric crunch. Then you have that scissor motion. Iso penguins, right? Isometric ab crunch. Lateral motion on the penguins. You have those windshield wipers, the lateral reverse crunch. I don't like saying rotational reverse crunch. It technically is a little different. There isn't a lot of rotation at your hips. There's rotation in your spine on a windshield wiper. Round 5 is the last round of this circuit. One more little circuit to go. 6 squat press, 3 revolutions, 30 on your alternating abs core. You did your pulling on your lunge curls per se. It could have been pulling or pushing on the legs, but pulling on the curl. You did your squat press, and that is pushing and pushing per se. And now you'll be on the stiff-legged rows. All I ask is for a bigger, slower, lower, longer, steady motion. And the nice thing is everything is 10. You would have 5 sets of 10 stiff-legged rows, and you would go through all the combos for 10. So it would be 10 stiff-legged row, which is 5 of each, 10 on your agility round 1. Remember that stiff-legged row. Hips, 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 glutes, 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 posture, and breathe and row. You can change your feet width a little bit. You are not stretching. You are elongating your hamstrings, your glutes, your good lower back. You're using your hamstrings and your glutes and all of your back. 10 stiff-legged rows is 5 of each for the 5 rounds. 10 agility round 1 is pretty quick, but let's be mindful. Running high knees or walking high knees. Running butt kicks or walking butt kicks. Jumping jacks, bench taps, skater hops, mountain climbers. So, last circuit when you get there. At the gym, you've got dumbbell or kettlebell or barbell stiff-legged rows, right? Tools can adjust. You've got space for your agility, your plyometrics, your mobility, your abs. 5 sets of 10 stiff-legged row, 5 of each, hamstrings, glutes, good lower back, and then all of your back is happening on your traps and your lats. But the combos are quick. 10 agility round 1, 10 plyometric round 2, 10 mobility round 3, 10 big abs round 4, 10 alternating abs core last round. Last part, extra credit. Now, it does seem corny to stop and do 10 agility. 100%. But the intent is that you can take a quick little break from your stiff-legged rows, go move for a second just to keep yourself stimulated. That way your load is maintained, your motion is maintained, your focus is high. So yeah, you could change these for one big bout swoop, but that small adjustment keeps you stimulated. Again, round 1, 10 stiff-legged row, 10 agility. Round 2, 10 stiff-legged row, 10 plyometric. Round 3, 10 stiff-legged row, 10 mobility. When I'm saying 10 stiff-legged row, it is 5 stiff-legged motion, stiff-legged deadlift, and 5 on the row. So you can count the 5 revolutions. You have the 250 combos circuit 1, 150 combos circuit 2, 50 combos circuit 3, so it's 450 combos today. The lunge curl, the squat press, the stiff-legged row. You have the 180 warm-up loop between your squats and your mobility. So again, you can put this in the lower body category. Yeah, we had upper body, more biceps and shoulder presses than anything else. Five sets of 10 on your stiff-legged row was also 5 sets of 5 revolutions, however you want to count it. 10 agility, 10 plyometric, 10 mobility, 10 big abs, 10 all training abs core. I'll let you guys finish this thing off. Remember, if you're doing the recorded version, and whether you're at home or the gym, right, potentially your tools, the weights were higher, so it'll always slow you down. Again, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they didn't work out. You know, lunge curls with 15-pound dumbbells versus 20-pound dumbbells. Just that one small weight change is pretty huge. Squat press, same thing. 8-pound dumbbells versus 25-pound dumbbells, right? Huge. You know, this the smallest changes. Plate versus dumbbells, kettlebells, hand positions. Your choices of the agility, right? High knees and butt kicks versus jumping jacks and mountain climbers, right? Same with the plyometrics, right? You have these small adjustments. Everybody's gonna be in a different spot. When you get done, hydrate, nourish, stretch, focus, pat yourself on the back. For online, this is a normal week. I will be in Montana on Friday, Memorial Day weekends. Monday, like what we did last Memorial Day, we had the fundraiser, so we'll be doing that again. I'll probably be talking about it earlier so we get more involvement. It'll be a 9 a.m. Monday Memorial Day fundraiser class. I'm already thinking about doing the same for thefallen.org, but if anybody else has a suggestion, let me know. I would personally like it to be surrounded by wounded and lost soldiers. It's personal opinion. I know there's a lot going on in the world. You don't have to donate to be part of the class, right? You guys have already been here and been involved and have your own stuff going on. Anyhow, normal full week for you guys. Monday, 9 a.m., Memorial Day. Work hard, play hard. Remember, when you get done, pat yourself on the back, stretch, hydrate, nourish, focus, and have a great Monday, please.